Welcome to Untitled, an influencer marketing service that you can actually afford. I'm going to take you through the process of setting up a publishing influencer marketing campaign targeting bloggers and Twitter. We're going to go through the process from start to finish, and we'll take a few minutes and then analyze the campaign. This will show you just how easy it is to use Untitled to get reviewed, build awareness, and increase your sales. For the purpose of today's presentation, I just put out my memoir, and I am going to have bloggers review it and then tweet about it. Once you've joined and logged into your dashboard, you can go ahead and click Create New Campaign. First, give your campaign a name so you can easily reference it. Next, choose the type of compensation you want to offer influencers. It can be free product, cash, or both, and you'll notice that the fields change ever so slightly based on which I choose. So for the purpose of today's presentation, we're going to go with both. Next, you'll enter the free product or service you're offering here, along with the retail value. So it's going to be my book, my memoir, and the value of my book. And then I'm going to offer $25 in cash on top just to sweeten the deal. Next, choose how many influencers you want to work with in this campaign, and keep in mind that you can update this number at any time. It's just kind of a starting point. You might get a notification telling you that you don't have sufficient funds to pay the number of influencers you chose. You see that message up here, and you don't need to worry about that right now. We'll get back to that later. So I am going to go into the required work section here, and this is really important, so I want to take a minute to highlight it. You want to make sure that you include all of the required work associated with your campaign. If there's ever an issue with a transaction, it's typically because there's miscommunication here in this required work area. You want to be very explicit with what you're looking for, so I'm going to add all of my details in here. And you'll see that I provide in-depth instructions on how to order the book, what to do upon receipt, what I'm looking for in terms of the blog review, and then what I'm looking for in terms of the tweet after the blog post is live, as well as payment information here. And since I'm going to be sending the book directly to the influencer, I'm going to require a mailing address, and you can also ask for an email address too if you'd like. It's really important for you to include a campaign image. This enhances your campaign visibility, especially in the influencer marketplace where influencers can apply to be a part of your campaign. It makes your campaign look way better, so it's vital that you add one. So I'm going to do that right now. I have my campaign image. Next, we're going to select a start and end date for the campaign. As with anything else related to your campaign, this can be updated as the campaign progresses. So this is, like I said, another starting point. And when you get down here, you can see the options to syndicate your offer to third-party public partners, as well as to display in our internal marketplace. Having both of those checked gives you the most visibility by far. And then we also have the option to make the campaign open only to adults, 21 and older. So you have that option there if you want to do that. My life story isn't 21 and over, so I'm going to leave that unchecked for maximum visibility. Next, we're going to select up to 5 categories that best represent the product. In this instance, we're going with books and reading. You can select which country or countries you want to target. I'm going to go with the United States here. And then also the social platform. So for today, I'm looking for blog reviews and tweets. And when you get down here to the minimum audience size, we do require you to select baseline audience size that you're looking for, just so when you get influencer applications, they have the estimated reach that you're looking for. Now you can always change this. So if you're not getting enough applications, you can certainly what we say relax the filter a little bit, so you could go down to the next level. So that's completely up to you. Just select the audience size that best fits what you're looking for in the beginning. I'll go with medium. medium here. And then you have the opportunity to enter the URL if you have a URL you want promoted right there. And then you can provide a suggested post message as well. I'm going to provide a prompt for the tweet, since it's I'm looking for unbiased reviews from bloggers. I'm not going to tell them what to write in their blog post, but I can give them a prompt for the tweet. And then for posting do's and posting don'ts, I'll just again specify the length I'm looking for, as well as I'm looking for an unbiased review with specifics there. And then you can also provide posting don'ts. I don't want any profanity or slurs in this review. So once you have filled out all the fields, you've included all the required work in a straightforward yet thorough manner, you have the campaign visibility settings the way that you want them, and you've added a campaign image, the required work section is filled out, you can go ahead and click Save this campaign. Once you've saved your campaign, you are automatically redirected to our Discover tool. The Discover tool will enable you to effortlessly search our entire network of influencers and apply advanced filters to display the absolute best candidates. You'll notice this message letting you know that your campaign is live, and here's what to do next. It's time to find the best publishing influencers on blogs and Twitter. In order to make things easy for you, we apply filters based on the information you enter when setting up a campaign. Now, this ensures that you'll only see good candidates from the very beginning. Now, these are the filters that I have in place, and you'll see that this carried over from when I was setting up the campaign. So right now I'm searching influencers that will accept this amount in product value, this amount in cash. They're in the books and reading category. They're based in the United States. They have a blog and are on Twitter. They have a medium audience size. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this audience size there, and you'll see that a lot more influencers were added. So this is relaxing the filters. That's what we mean by that. So if you have multiple campaigns going, you can come up here, you click on the advanced filters, and then you can apply filters based on any campaign you've currently set up. Now you'll see the influencers here, and this is just an infinite scroll. You keep seeing more and more. When you get multiple, let's see, no, I did that. So if you're not getting the results you're looking for, you might want to relax the filters a bit. We'll go through each section here. You can refine by influencer. You can filter by gender. You can change up the countries there. If you select United States as the country, you can hone in on specific states, enter a zip code, and then select search radius. You can add or remove specialties here. If you're looking for reviews in an app marketplace, you can search by Apple or Android, influencers that adhere to that. For work history, you can select influencers you've worked with or currently work with, haven't worked with. You can change that total reach right there like we discussed. You can filter by the last login date, and then when they registered, as well as influencers that will do adults only campaigns. You can another way of relaxing the filters is actually adding more product value or more cash. So maybe I have a previous book, I'll give them another book, or maybe I'll offer more cash for their review there. Those are just a couple examples. And then you can refine by social platform. You can select any network there, as well as search audience or reach ranges within each social platform there. And then right down at the bottom, since I'm looking for bloggers, this will pertain to my campaign. We have website metrics here that you can search. And if you hover over each tooltip on each metric, it'll kind of give you a brief explanation of what it's measuring. And so you can enter ranges in for that. For right now, I am going to pitch an influencer. But first, I'm going to show you the influencer card. So basically, this gives you the influencer's brief intro bio, as well as some of their most prominent social platforms, the categories of their specialties, and then each influencer selects their methods and amounts of compensation that they will accept. So that displays here. It'll be different for each influencer. Shows their audience size, and then you can view their full profile by clicking there, read their full bio, and then you can check out each of their individual social platforms. You can see if they have a blog, you can see their blog metrics right there, so that's very useful in terms of measurements like domain authority, link research tools score, Alexa ranking, and so on. And you can just click to go to their profile and view that. Now once you find an influencer that you want to work with, click here and click add to campaign, and then just select the campaign that you're currently working in. Here, click add. Once you add them to your campaign, you'll see this success message up here, and you can click on the link to go directly to your campaign, and you will see the influencer in the campaign with their own specific transaction bar. As you add more influencers, they will appear here, as I'm going to be adding more influencers here in a minute. And so you'll see each step of the transaction right here from pitch to completion. So the next step is to pitch this influencer once we have funded our campaign. So we're going to do that now. At this point, you're almost ready to pitch. As I mentioned earlier, you'll need to add funds to your account before you send pitches if you're running a cash campaign. In order to fund your campaign, you just need to click the Add Funds button, which is displayed at the top of almost every screen within the system. Now you can easily add funds using the payment card you have on file that is tied to your subscription. Otherwise, you can click Add a Card if you'd like to add another payment card. If you're ready to add funds, simply enter the amount and click Add Funds. Once you've updated your funds, you'll see an updated account balance here, and you can also view an expanded account balance here that includes all of your IntelliFluence payments and subscription history. You can also view and update your payment methods right here. Now that you have created your campaign, use the Discover tool with advanced filters to find the best influencers, and you've added those influencers to your campaign, and you have funded your campaign if you're offering a cash incentive, now's the time to pitch the influencer. You can pitch influencers individually, or you can select multiple influencers to pitch using our bulk pitch tool right here. You can also remove them from your campaign in this instant using the bulk tool. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to send a pitch to this influencer, so I'm going to click Send Pitch. You'll notice the pitch is populated with your most recent campaign details. Since I'm offering cash, you'll notice the cash amount displayed here that includes the IntelliFluence Payments transaction fee. And then this total represents the total cost to send the pitch. If everything looks right, you can go ahead and click Send Pitch. You can also make any changes you want to this specific pitch before sending. If you want all pitches to reflect these changes, you need to edit the actual campaign. So you would back out, and then you would be at your main campaign screen here, and you would click the Edit button, and then you can edit any single component of the campaign right here. And then once you save that, all changes will be reflected in your subsequent pitches. All right, everything looks good, so I'm going to pitch this influencer. I'm going to click Send Pitch and send the pitch. Once you have pitched the influencer, you'll notice the status update there where you are waiting for a response. This kicks off the transaction flow. At this point, the influencer is going to review your pitch and either accept it, decline, or request changes via the messaging system. You can click Messages at any time to access our messaging system, which saves you from having to deal with email because email is cumbersome. Any correspondence with influencers will be stored here, as well as in each transaction within each campaign. So there's multiple ways to read your messages. When you arrive at the dashboard, they'll appear at a glance right here, or like I said, you can click the Messages tab to read all the messages from influencers throughout all your campaigns, and then you can actually just go right to the campaign there and click on the message box right here. If the influencer responds and lets you know that they are looking for different terms, you might need to negotiate by sending a revised pitch, which you can do right here if you still want to work with them. Now back to the campaign. Once the influencer has accepted the pitch, you'll receive an email notification as well as a notification displayed within your dashboard. You'll see a new message notification there, or you can go to the campaign and you'll see the transaction flow update right here. So now I'm ready to send the influencer the product and update this transaction flow, which will notify the influencer that the product is en route. So you can do this here, or you can also do this directly from the message screen as well. This opens your message thread here for the transaction, and you're going to click the Mark Product as Sent button right here, and then you can provide the necessary details such as tracking numbers or estimated delivery times so the influencer knows when to expect delivery. If the influencer needs to purchase the product from your website or a retailer, you can provide the instructions at this time. You can also provide any details such as a referral code if you want them to include it in their post. So now I'm going to mark this as sent, and you'll see within the transaction flow that it's been updated, the product has been sent, and now we just await the response. And we're back. We're in our dashboard, and you can see here in our latest message thread that the influencer has received the product. So we can go directly to that message thread, and we see that there. And you can provide a response thanking the influencer for letting you know. Look forward to reading the review. I find that it's always best to communicate constantly, just to keep things rolling along, and so both parties are involved. So now that they've received the product, they've notified us that they'll post a review. We just have to wait a little bit. And we're back once again. So let's go to the message section, and we see that the influencer has posted. So we'll go to the message thread here, and the influencer has included the post link. And so let's take a look at the URL to review. All right, here's the blog post, and upon reviewing, I see that the influencer has done exactly what I asked for. The review looks good. The link that I want promoted is here. Let's pop over to the tweet, exactly as I was asking for. So we can go back to the message thread and mark this transaction as completed. Now, if there was ever an issue with the work that the influencers submitted, you can explain here in the message thread what changes need to be made, rather than marking this as complete. Since everything looks good in this instance, I'm going to mark this as complete. Now you can include a thank you or an invitation to work again in the future. You can let them know that you'll update them on future campaigns if you want to work with them again, whatever you deem necessary. So we're going to mark as complete. And now you have the opportunity to rate the influencer's performance, and this will help us enhance the community even further. Now, in a perfect world, we could end the webinar right now because everything went exactly as planned. But the reality is, sometimes things go awry. If you've done your best to provide clear instructions throughout the transaction, but there's an issue with the transaction and you try to resolve it directly with the influencer to no avail, you do have the option to flag the transaction for further review. Now, before you do this, like I said, really try and work it out with the influencer. Effective communication will go a long way. But if you're just not getting to the bottom of it, you can click the Flag This Transaction button up here, and you'll notice this message. Please only flag a transaction for review after you've tried to resolve the issue on your own. Appropriate reasons for flagging a transaction include requesting help to get any party to comply with the terms of your agreement, bringing to our attention any party that has acted in a non-professional manner, or bringing to our attention any content that doesn't comply with Intellifluence policies. If you notice anything illegal, if there's serious issues with the content. If you're experiencing anything like that, let us know about it by flagging the transaction. Also, if you've sent a pitch to an influencer but they don't want to move forward and they haven't declined it, or you've changed your mind before any of the transaction steps past pitching have been completed, you have the option to archive the transaction, and that icon would show up right there if that was an applicable transaction you could archive. Now that we have completed a transaction from start to finish, it's time to analyze the campaign. If you haven't achieved the results you're looking for, there's several steps you can take to encourage greater success. First, you might want to adjust the advanced filters when searching for an influencer using the Discover tool. Like I mentioned earlier, you might need to relax these filters a little bit. You might need to expand the categories and relax the audience requirements of influencers in terms of their social platforms or blog visitors. For your campaign, you may want to edit it and offer more product or cash value to encourage more pitch acceptances and marketplace applications. You may need to be more explicit in the required work section of the campaign if the influencer's work is consistently not meeting your expectations. It's really easy to edit your campaign and adjust the advanced filters within the Discover tool. We created a video called How to Analyze a Campaign on our YouTube channel that you can check out for more advice on analyzing your campaign. Within any screen in our system, you can either take a tour and get an explanation of how things work. Otherwise, you can click on the FAQ link to go to our knowledge base where you can search help articles by topic. If your question isn't answered or you need some more help, you can submit a request directly to one of our friendly customer service staff members such as myself. I hope this webinar has helped you out, and we look forward to helping you reach your influencer marketing goals.